Ladies and gentlemen, the long-awaited, highly anticipated conversation with a guy that we know as the guy's guy, the coach, the soccer coach, program coach at Lafayette Lancers High School. I know him by Ryan. Everybody else calls him Ryan. What's your last name?
Butch.
Oh my God. I thought it was some kind of French, and I was going to chop it up, but you say Butch? Oh,
Everybody calls me Butch.
all right then. All right. Ryan Butch, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm a little older, so I got to see the cat play. And from playing to coaching, it's you just have a level of excellence, and you have achieved it, and there's a whole lot more for you to go. So congratulations to you, Ryan.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, and to take a whale certified moment to say, hey man, our whale certified comes out to say, hey man, missing the old man passing away. Peace to you and yours. You're a wonderful family. And Mr. Butch was unbelievable. So, well certified to your dad, the whole family, the Butches are in the well certified Hall of Fame. It just puts you in.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a rough couple months. For those that don't know, yeah, my dad passed in February 6th, and right before the season was kicking off. So I had to, grieve quickly and try to get my mind right for these kids. And it's been hard, but it all came together here in the postseason for us. And I like to think that my dad was kind of watching over us a little bit from above as we, took on the postseason. So I've said a couple prayers up to him the last couple of days after winning the district title and thanking him for that. And it's been, it's starting to get a little bit better with the process, but it's going to be a long process, as you know. So
Yeah, right on. And I'm so thankful that you explained it because I don't think I could have gotten through it. I mean,
yeah,
man. And so you know that I know that in life and in a lot of soccer, the bad and then it comes to good is that you, your brother, and myself, we're birthday boys. I got mine today at 68, and your brother was the other day, and you're tomorrow or something.
yeah. First of all, happy birthday to you, my friend.
Hey,
And
hey.
we are officially birthday brothers. And yeah, I turn 30 tomorrow, so the twenties are over. But it's been a fun decade of coaching and playing. So
Right on. And is it the baby brother?
yeah, my little brother turned 28 on the 28th, actually.
Man, I guess I got a couple shoes. There's maybe a sweater that's 28.
Yeah.
You know you're old when all the police officers look like little teenagers. You say, what the?
Oh, that's funny, man.
Yeah, man. So that joy is that, that song, all kinds of rhythm, rock and roll and blues and so forth about tragedies comes the Lady Lancers of Lafayette. They probably came together on their own to help you out, and then they helped themselves out to the district title.
Yeah, these kids are phenomenal kids, and they've been supporting me as much as I have to support them. Obviously, as their head coach, every single girl on this team showed up to my dad's funeral and visitation, and the family feel of the Lafayette girls soccer program is it's pretty special, and they've worked real hard to get where they are. It's I'd like to say we definitely weren't picked to win anything this year. You know, we graduated some really good players, and we've had about 7 years of excellence. And then this year we have a young team, and they just came together at the right time. And the last 7 games we've been stringing it, all together and getting the results we've needed. So it's all the credit goes to these kids. They deserve all of it.
Oh
It's been
yeah, yeah. But not to blow no smoke up your dress, but you are a positive influence. You allow magnificence to work through your team. That's one of the benefits of you as a player and as a coach. Therefore, you are a player's coach, and you don't stifle that type of growth. You kind of like demand it or want it. And they spoke up for you.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and really go all in on something, especially with the year we've had. I think we've got a pretty good record, but it hasn't been what it's been the last 7 years, and they were down a bit mentally. When we had a couple losses, more losses than we've had, and they had to fight through that and come together, right? And they did. They went all in, and we talked at the end of the year, and I said, we can win this. We can win districts as long as it's got to be 22 kids all in. And if there's one kid out, it's not going to happen. And they bought into that, and they were able to do it. So, we're a very young team, a lot of freshmen and sophomores starting on this team. We only got 4 seniors. So, these seniors have really led well and gone all in first. So that way the younger kids could follow.
Man, senior leadership, isn't it something, baby?
It is.
And you see it or you don't see it. That's one of the things about soccer. I tell you, you know, being a fan, right? You player, and then you be a fan, and you're looking, and then you become a coach. You're taking being a player and a fan and making a meatball out of that, baby.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
yeah. And so you have a very nice loaf of bread and meatballs, and it's time to take those meatballs and put it in a spaghetti form at the quarterfinals of the Missouri State High School Girls Championship.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We're relishing the opportunity, right? And I think that's what it comes down to at this time. It's just embracing the opportunity you get. You're never guaranteed ever to get back to a quarterfinal or however far you go. And that's what we've been telling our kids all week, that this is something that you got to cherish and take advantage of, and just leave the field knowing you worked your hardest and played your hardest, because you don't know when you're coming back.
Yeah, man. It's a one game, baby. One
It's
game.
one game. Yep.
And they talk about one game becomes a couple moments within that one game.
Yes, it does. Yeah, it comes down to people executing their role and winning their duels, and it just competing though. You got to compete, and you got to be hard. You got to play hard. You got to go out there, and you got to get it done, and you got to believe in each other. You got to push each other too, right? And
Right
and
on.
I'd say that's what this group does a good job of, is pushing each other to hold the standards that we need them to be at in order to get results. So that's been fun to watch.
Yeah. So this is kind of a well certified premier type of thing, Ryan. Is that do you want to use numbers of the particular players that are highlighted with the Lancer game tomorrow, or do you want to name names or?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, we've got We've got some kids that have, really stepped up, and obviously our back line has been fantastic all year. We've got two freshmen in there and a junior who are being led. The whole thing has been spearheaded by our number 8. She's an unbelievable generational talent back there. I don't know if we'll have another one like her for the next 10, 15 years.
Wow.
She's she's special. So she's been leading those two freshmen, getting those freshmen to play at a phenomenal level as 14-year-old kids. But without number 8 in there, I don't know if we would have been able to do that. She's taken that role on all by herself. So, um, our goalkeeping's been fantastic. Our two goalies have been great all year, and offensively, our center midfield and our wide players and forwards have been working their tails off, trying to put the ball in the net and create chances and get a well balanced team going. So, um, yeah, it's been spearheaded by 4 or 5 kids who have really taken a leap, but the other kids have played really well as well and taken a good following to those 4 or 5 players, and it's all come together at the right time.
Yeah, man. And as a player, as a fan, as a coach, that bench really means something, man. You get some excitement on that and intensity on that bench. That really means something for the rest of the team.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, I think that our bench has been very good this year. At when they go in the game, they've been producing. You got to have some depth, and we've had that, and we've had kids coming in, 5, 10, 15, 20 minute shifts, whatever they get. And they've been producing for us and working their tails off and pressing and, being good on the ball and things like that. That's the biggest thing that we needed this group to be, was deep. And so they started getting deep, about halfway through the year. They started realizing it, and it started to get better. So, um, yeah, the bench has been great. There's great positivity coming from the bench during the game, and the girls have been supporting each other.
I tell you, on full disclosure, one of my best seasons I ever had in my life was being a backup keeper and never saw any minutes, but I practice was like Peter Benetti, the cat. I mean, that was all over the place. And during the game, uplifting everybody and being positive. Wow, man, I gotta
Yeah,
think that was one of my best seasons I ever had in my life.
yeah,
And
it's a real thing, right? It's
yeah, I
something that's
thought
so
so.
important,
Yeah,
and I've actually learned a lot from my kids about that in my coaching career, because I was very privileged and blessed that I was always playing and I was always on the field, and I never really understood that side of things. Being having to be a positive influence from the bench, and even if you're not playing a ton. But these kids have taught me a lot the last 6 years about positivity, mindset, and being good teammates and things like that. And in a sense, I've learned from 16, 17, 18-year-old kids. So
yeah,
it goes both ways, right? And
yeah.
it's coaches are always learning and players are always learning at the same time.
Well, now we can't pay it. There's a what they call the elephant in the room. We can't help but to talk about a guy named Sodobri, a coach Sodobri, that's been your buddy for the last 25 years, and he coaches with you. And unless he's in a Hollywood movie set, he should be there tomorrow, huh?
Yeah, yeah, he's a heck of a coach. He coaches in my boys program, and he's been with me for 6 years. And we grew up, like you said, 25 years. He's been my best buddy, and he's a heck of a coach. He was a heck of a player, and hopefully soon we can get him on the girls' side too, and have him help him with both programs. But he's shout out to him. I know he'll probably listen to this because he loves listening to the Whale Certified. Uh, so if he's listening, we're gonna get him on the girls' side here soon. So
And the Sidori family, his dad, his uncles, and him, they're all in the Wales Certified Hall of Fame.
Absolutely.
His father was, I mean, a trip, man. I mean, you don't make doubles. I mean, that's a unique guy, you know. His father was really something. And and that I was a teammate of his brother, Jeff. Oh,
Yep.
his uncle. And then the other brother, I mean, legendary. You know, he was like the Rodney Dangerfield, the everything before there was one.
Hmm.
So the
Yeah, a
Sidori.
lot of talent in the Sindobri pipeline.
Oh, I mean to tell you, man. You know, and they're like city county guys. You know, and the father's down in Florida, so you know he's out of state, but they could, they were right next to me, the neighboring parish, as they grew up on the north side, and then they went all out in the county and everything, and everywhere they go, a Sidobri is a good pass, just like a Butch.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What's cool about it is, these last 6 years, Connor and I have coached together. His dad, Joe, watches every single game on the live stream, and so he'll call or text us after the game, and he'll be, sending his thoughts, and if we lose, he knows that Connor and I are in a bad mood, and he'll let it go. It's hilarious. I mean,
Oh yeah.
he's been following and supporting us for these last 6 years, all the way from Miami, Florida. And so his expertise and knowledge has been wearing off on us too, giving his thoughts after games and performances, and what to work on and things like that. So having the whole Sindobri clan supporting Lafayette soccer has been it's been a blessing for us, for the program, for sure.
Yeah. When I was a young teenager, I was the most surprised guy in North St. Louis when I found out that Joe Sidobri wasn't on the United States national team.
Yeah,
I mean,
they were hell of a player, man.
yeah, man. I said, "What the hell? Wait, what?" And and then I was able to play against Jeff and to be a teammate of Jeff, and that was a real thrill, about all that. So we got this and we got that, and correct me if I'm wrong, please. The Lancer Nation, they don't take a back seat to nobody know how from the history of soccer. Your fan base is unbelievable.
It is our program for our girls. The amount of people that show up every night and are loud, they're loud from those stands, and that is a big reason why we get as far as we've gotten. Over the last 20-25 years, it's just been having a great fan base, and parents and friends and siblings, and I mean, at our district championship the other day, we had 8 of our incoming freshman girls, Scott Gallagher players, watching, from above, getting a taste of it, right? And they're all coming in this August, and they got a taste of what that was, and they're hungry and they're motivated to support, even though they're not quite here yet. It's pretty special. So we're very thankful for that.
Right on. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it, and you know that I know that those every opponent from now on is going to have basically the same type. I mean, it's you are in to be the best. You got to beat the best, and you're in the soup, baby. You're in the meatball. I mean, you're going all over with the right noodles and everything. I mean, it's candlelight dinner for you, baby. So,
Yeah, no, it's gonna be tomorrow's game in that quarterfinal playing St. Dominic. That's a phenomenal program, and Coach Keller has done an amazing job. His long tenure, he's a Hall of Fame guy, and and he's done amazing things with all the state championships he's won there, and we're relishing that opportunity to compete, and play against a team of that caliber, and our kids have played teams like that the last many years, and it's gonna be a fun opportunity for us to play a program like that. So
So could you give a step-by-step tutor to Joe Sadobri and all the rest of us that we might not be able to get to that game and how we could stream it?
yeah, I think St. Dominic will be streaming the game on their athletics website, their platform they have. I was told it should be on there. Misha is going to be running that, so I believe it costs about $10 to watch it, but it is available to be watched and streamed, and um, so anybody that's not able to make it or out of state or out of town, has the chance to watch the girls compete.
And the last thing before we wrap it up, how if I go and I have a phone, but I don't know how to work it, how do I get a ticket at the gate?
I think you should be able to, if you walk up to the gate, they should have a code that you can scan. They might even accept cash. Some schools do accept cash. So if anybody's coming, you can definitely bring some cash, I believe. It all depends on the school, but simply just scan a code and then they can walk you through it up there. They'll show you how to do it and help it, anybody that needs it. And you should be able to get the ticket pretty easily. So,
Right. So it's out there at St. Dominic out in O'Fallon.
yep.
And what time's kickoff?
Kickoff is at noon tomorrow at St. Dominic on their stadium field. And knowing how, like I said, knowing the excellence of both programs, I expect it to be pretty big crowd. So it'll be fun.
Right on, baby. Right on. And I just had P.S. is I hope Coach Walters could be there also.
Yeah. So Tim, for those that don't know, yeah, Tim's been assisting me along. His daughter is my number one assistant, Nina Walters, and Tim's been assisting us for the last 4 years now, and he's been a big help for me, being such a young head coach, and I played for him for 4 years, and he's like a father figure in my life, so he's been a blessing to have around. I'm very thankful for him, and he won't be there tomorrow, unfortunately. He's out of town, but he'll
Okay.
be. He said he'll be watching and texting me updates and thoughts as the game goes on. So
Absolutely. And you you've always been taller than them, haven't you?
yeah, yeah, a little bit, just a little bit.
So everything's in great humor. And now I want to thank you for taking the time out in your busy schedule to have some whale certified, because this high school season has just been incredible. It's always a, a rate with the whales here is to say, hey, Ryan, whatever you want to say to who you ever want to say it to for as long as you want to say it for, this is your opportunity.
Yeah, I'd probably just take a minute to, thank our Lafayette Nation, as you said, for supporting, and I got a phenomenal assistant coaching staff. Thank them for all the hard work they've been doing, and most importantly, man, thank my kids for, believing in themselves and believing in something that we weren't picked to win, with districts, and to get to this opportunity to play against St. Dominic. So, just huge thanks to all those people, and for pushing and working their tails off and sacrificing a lot to get it done. And we're going to be excited for tomorrow.
Right on. And the best to Mr. B and helping out with his family and taking care of us. So, it means a lot. And so tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, it will be a little different than it is now, But
Mm-hmm.
the whole story is, man, what a deal. I got goosebumps, baby. What a deal you all put yourself through. and walk through. That's the journey to extraordinary. So the best of luck to you.
Thank you, Wales. Appreciate it.
All right, cheerio, bro.
Cheerio, man. Bye.
All right. You've been whale certified, and you too can be whale certified if you try.